Welcome to the Naked Expat channel. Today I'm going to be cooking minced pork, predominantly protein and fat. I've been keto, low carb, stroke carnivore for about 9 months now and I feel fantastic. I stick to a regime of intermittent fasting, which essentially means for me, I eat in a window of 11 AM to 6 PM. Outside of that time, I just drink water and homemade electrolyte drinks, which you can see on my YouTube channel how to make. And between 11 and 6 I can eat what I want, eat when I'm hungry. I don't calorie count. That's not necessary in a keto or carnivore diet unless you want to really sort of food restrict. I don't have to. If you eat a lot of protein and a lot of fat, there's no need for you to worry about calorie counting. You're getting all your energy from fat, not from sugar, not from carbs. And after you go through what's known as the keto flu, which is, maybe you suffer from loose stools, diarrhea for a week, and a little bit shakes, low energy. After you go through that, and your body's going through what's known as ketosis, you feel fine, awake. I started off with I had a body scan, and my body fat percentage in July of 2024 was 23.4%. Christmas time it was down to 7%. It's now currently around about 5-6% total body fat, which is fantastic. It's great. Obviously seek medical advice before you go on any sort of extreme diet or nutritional regime. I'm just telling you what worked for me. Being based in the Philippines, you've got very limited options. Steak is very, very expensive. However, you can buy chicken, minced pork, minced beef. I shop and buy a lot of my meat in S&R, and I buy a big bag of, say, minced pork for about 1,300 pesos, and then I just box it up and put it in the freezer and defrost it the night before I want it. So today I'm going to be cooking minced pork, very, very strict sort of keto carnivore, low carbs, virtually no carbs. It's going to be essentially minced pork, a little bit of black pepper, some teriyaki flavouring, just a little bit. I've already said the black pepper. This is fantastic. This is spicy coconut oil, and no, it's not. This is fantastic. This is spicy coconut vinegar. You can buy it in the Philippines. You can buy it in S&R. I bought it and thought, actually, hang on a minute, I'll try that. It's amazing. Vinegar obviously is great for your gut, and that sort of spicy chili sort of flavour is amazing, goes really well with the minced pork. I also added in some nutritional yeast, which I got left over from when I was mostly vegetarian, not going back there again. Some garlic powder and some coriander powder. No, that's not coffee, mate, it's just the tub that I use. Really easy to cook. You can cook everything in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to switch the camera now and show you exactly how it's done. Right, I'm cooking the minced pork in tallow, which is essentially, if you're British, you're going to know it is lard. Looks like this. You can buy this on Lazada, beef tallow, and cooking in that. Great pure fat. It's got quite a low smoke point, so it doesn't take long for it to warm up and get hot. And I've got this on a reasonably high heat for the time being. I'll turn it down to about medium. And then make sure that the fat is evenly distributed around the pan. Don't worry about non-stick pan or what have you. Get the tallow reasonably hot. Don't use vegetable oil or any type of like canola oil, corn oil, palm oil. That stuff is literally poison and it's rancid, and the manufacturers then have to basically super heat treat it, bring it down to room temperature to make it even palatable. It is terrible and so toxic for your body. Stick with, if you have to have oil, olive oil, but really stick with tallow. That is the key, tallow or butter. Now with the minced pork, you don't need to be too specific with what you're doing. All we're really doing is getting this pork sealed, the mince sealed. I find that you can get a reasonable pan full and fry it off just quickly, just to get it going. Minced, but it's good to get it evenly distributed. And my website is called Naked Expat because it's naked as in stripped back to basics. No nonsense approach to being an expat, living abroad. There's a lot of BS on the internet about moving abroad. Of course you've got to be wary wherever you go, but I became an expat about 20 years ago. It's the best thing I ever did. And yeah, I would have probably had a lot more money had I stayed in the UK, continued with my business. I trained actually as a chef, believe it or not. But I never actually was a chef, but I did train for 3 years, basically at catering college in the UK for chefing and sommelier, five-star sort of silver service, waiting. I then went on to do hotel management degree, and I worked as one of the youngest ever night managers of a 3/4-star hotel in Bristol, but working nights almost killed me. Anyway, after seeing lots of people in the 90s making loads of money in the stock market, I went to night school and I studied and trained and got investment and economics exams, and I became a financial advisor. So anyway, that enabled me to make a reasonable amount of money through my time in the UK, and whether it was a early onset midlife crisis or just fed up with the weather. I had a few international clients, one of which was based in Thailand. I looked after his mother's money, and when his mother died, I inherited him, the son, as a client, and he was in his 50s. He'd travelled all the way around Australia, even though he was British, and then settled in Thailand. And because it was a tax-deductible expense, I used to go to Thailand from the UK and do investment reviews and talk about his money with him. And then I thought, hang on a minute, I really like the expat lifestyle in Asia. So when I came back to the UK, I viewed the UK, and although I'm very patriotic, I viewed the UK through a different mindset, and eventually sold up, moved to Asia, initially to Thailand and Malaysia, and now I'm a solo parent in the Philippines with my son. So there's the minced pork. I might turn it up just a little bit. Now, don't be fussy with anything, okay? Don't be scared. Jamie Oliver's The Naked Chef, bish bash bosh. This is a similar thing. Don't be scared of food. Once you've made this recipe a few times, you can modify it. Any chef will tell you no matter what they cook, it never comes out the same way twice. It never does. So that's a little bit of teriyaki sauce. I like that, it's nice. And you can stick in a stock cube if you've got one. Add a little bit of flavour, but don't get too carried away with the chemicals. This is what I do. So, there we go. Believe it or not, that's a stock cube. What most people would do is, oh, you've got a stock cube, you've got to dissolve it in water and make a gravy. And no, you don't. You don't need to do that at all. You can if you want to, but it's not necessary. All we're trying to do is get flavour into this minced pork. Pork on its own, just like minced beef, hasn't really got a lot of flavour on it, so you've got to add flavour to it. Doesn't take long. Now we've had the teriyaki in it, a little bit of black pepper we can put in, ground black pepper. Again, any chef will tell you that you really don't need measure anything. A little bit of black pepper there. I've got Celtic sea salt. I hate the table salt that you can buy. It's not very good for you, the ionized salt. There's Celtic sea salt there. This is fantastic. Here's the spicy coconut vinegar. A little bit of that in there. You don't need much, it is quite spicy, but ooh, if you could smell that, it smells lovely already. Now, a bit more flavour, garlic powder, industrial size. You can buy a big sack of it, 1 or 2 kilo sack of it on the Zada or Shopee. There's a bit of garlic powder going in. Easy peasy. Again, you know, don't get too excited, don't get carried away, but don't have to measure anything. Kids, keep it simple, stupid. Little bit of coriander powder in there. So around we go. That was about 2 teaspoons full. Now this nutritional yeast is purely optional. I've got it, so I might as well use it. It's extra protein. And nutritional yeast, when you add it to anything, it's a bit like Parmesan cheese. It's a little bit cheesy, but that's how it's referred to. And I would say that, yeah, okay, it's maybe slightly cheesy. It's not going to be the same as Parmesan cheese. But as you can see, with this medium heat and continuing to stir fry this beef, it doesn't take long for it to cook. Grab the nutritional yeast, don't need to measure it. If you've got it, add some in. There we go, that will do. And just mix it in. It's not going to be the same as Parmesan cheese. But as you can see, with this medium heat and continuing to stir fry this beef, it doesn't take long for it to cook. And it's all minced up. Now when I eat this, I eat this with either some Greek yogurt and a couple of fried eggs. Just fry the eggs, and I take a portion, I didn't do all of this, but a portion of it in a bowl, fry 2 eggs, put 2 fried eggs and some cream cheese, peanut butter as accoutrements. Eat with it whatever you want. The main thing is, when you're on a high protein diet, is you make sure you've got to get enough fat. I was feeling a little bit tired when I was having my gym sessions, and some people on keto and carnivore say, oh, you need more carbs to fuel your gym sessions, you know, your heavy training sessions. No, the energy on a keto or carnivore diet is predominantly coming from the fat content, and I had to get over my mindset previously of eating lots of fat. I was always, you know, I'm a boy that went to school in the 70s and 80s, and college in the 90s, and so I'm of that era where, you know, fat isn't good for you, and carbohydrates is what gives you the energy. Well, that's complete nonsense. It's been debunked by a lot of medical experts now, and essentially your muscle growth comes from protein and sleep, rest and recuperation, and your energy comes from fat. So you need, I needed to increase my fat content. A female bodybuilder that I was talking to on Facebook group suggested that I added Greek yogurt, cream cheese and peanut butter to whatever I ate. And surprise, surprise, after about 2 or 3 days of doing that, my energy levels perked up and I've never looked back. So I always eat my be it minced pork or minced beef with some cream cheese, if I've got it, and peanut butter and a couple of fried eggs, or Greek yogurt, peanut butter and a couple of fried eggs. This is it. Now you can pretty much just let that cook down for a little bit. Because it's mince, it doesn't take long to cook at all. Generally what I do is I turn the gas off, put the lid on, and then just let it cool down naturally. And by the time it's cooled down, you get all of the flavours being infused and marinated within that minced pork, and it's beautiful. Trust me, it's really, really nice. So just let that sit for a while, and then transfer a portion of it into a bowl, And as I said, eat it with cream cheese or Greek yogurt and some peanut butter and a couple of fried eggs on top. Absolutely lovely. If you want, you can always add some broccoli or Brussels sprouts to this. If you want to eat some greens with it, mix it in, whatever you want, a few like frozen carrots, peas or whatever, mix it in. Don't be afraid to experiment. It's perfectly fine. Right, here it is folks, with the addition of Greek yogurt, peanut butter and 2 fried eggs. There we go, it's beautiful. There's the Greek yogurt, 2 fried eggs, peanut butter. And trust me, with the addition of the spicy coconut vinegar, it's beautiful and probably the nicest minced pork you're ever going to taste. Enjoy.